moving to a much smaller brush, I'm now going to actually start defining some of those little divots. Okay, so I'm going to take my smaller brush and I'm going to take my ruler, use it as a maul stick. I'm going to start defining some of these little divots. I don't have to do them all. So I've got like a line coming here, a line coming there, a line there, there, there. And this one's starting to come up big here. Doot, doot. And suddenly that area has focus because it has detail. Okay. I'm going to also work on this little area down in here. Right. The other thing to keep in mind when you're making these dots, they get smaller in the background and they get a little bit larger as they come into the foreground. Okay. But if you also notice, I'm trying to follow some sort of pattern that makes sense to me. It doesn't necessarily have to match the image itself completely, but it just needs to make sense. So like, you know, this one's going, it's kind of curving around, round, round, round. And then it's kind of tailoring off into here. So just trying to keep almost equal distance. And some are going to get a little bit bigger because they're going to be more exposed. They might get a little skinny. Okay. So some of these I am going to go back and just soften the edges a little bit. Just a small dry brush. I'm just going to soften these just a tiny bit. So if you notice, what I'm focusing in on is the edge of the paint. Just blending that in just a touch. Again, because you're going to have a hard edge and a soft edge everywhere you go. Hard edge, soft edge. See that? Notice something else that I just did there. So what I did is I gently blended it up into the egg. So it almost looks like it's folding into the egg because this is a textured towel. So it has little ridges and stuff. So by placing one of these little dots kind of right next to it, I'm able to then kind of pull it up, and that naturally gives it that ridge look. I'm going to continue on because I do want some of those little dots to show in here because it is closer to us. So I'm going to have some of these into here, but I am going to keep them fairly blended because I don't want the focus to be there. Keeping the hard edges kind of to the minimum there. See how much more detail this has gotten and more realistic that it's gotten since where we started, actually. It's just because we're adding a little bit of details. Now I can still see my graphite lines in my painting, and I'm okay with that right now. I will, when I glaze on, I'm going to be adding more paint on top of this, and so you're going to be able to see less and less lines. And it may take a couple layers of paint, and that's totally fine. With this type of painting, one of the really the fabulous things about it is if I feel like I'm going to screw it up, I know I can pause and stop on it, wait for it to dry, and then the next round push it a little further. Because with oil paint, there is a way to erase, and how you erase is you just add a little bit of Gamsol to your brush, a nice clean brush, and you erase. I mean, you've been doing that by pulling off the lights. That's erasing. So it won't pull off the dried paint that's already there. So that's one of the great things about this layered painting approach, is you can really take it as far as you're comfortable with one day, wait for it to dry, and then push it again another day. And that's going to show you how far you can take things. And you'll be surprised at how far you can take it. Okay, so today I think I'm done playing with this. I'm happy with the details. I'm happy with how dark things have gotten and how light things have gotten. I'm happy with this nice contrast edge right here. That's my highlight. I've got a nice highlight going here, some nice highlights going in here and up around here. So it's kind of leading their eye up and around. I like that. Okay. So you guys go ahead and start painting. When you feel like you're at a good stopping point and you're worried about screwing it up, stop and just let it dry. And then push it further another day or so. Okay, so that's about it. Have fun painting.